Hi, this is Mike Sareini of this edition of Meet Your Council, and today we are joined with our Director of the Property Maintenance and Development Services, Tim Hawkins. Tim, thanks for being here this morning with me.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
All right, so we have a new initiative in the city, and on the council, a lot of things that we do hear from residents is, hey, I called, I can't get an answer. I emailed, no one, has been able to respond within a reasonable time, and I know that this is something that, as you taking over as director, have made it a priority, and now you're rolling out a new program. Can you give us a little bit information regarding it?
Yes, it was sort of one of the major initiatives of my being hired was to do a little better customer service right at the front end, right at our first appearance or first action that residents deal with us in. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to do a call center basically where you could talk to an in-person first ring under a minute for PMADs, which has never been done. In the past, most of PMADs was done through voicemail. Someone would leave a message, someone would call you back. This initiative here at the call center is a direct person that answers from 8 o'clock till 5 p.m.
And Tim, I think that's a tremendous idea, and a lot of this, and I'm sure you're going to find out, or you already knew, that's why you came up with this program, is that some of the questions are very simple, can be directed and rerouted in the proper department, and that will save tremendous amount of time and resources right off the bat. Have you experienced that already?
Yes. One thing that we did with this initiative is there's no transferring of calls. So we either answer your question or create an email and send it to that person that is required to answer. It's much better customer service.
So on the resident side, they're going to get a much faster response. What made this be that, this is something that you wanted to be the first initiative to roll out that was significant?
Well, I think in trying to make property maintenance and development services more customer friendly, we need to start at the bottom. Okay. We need to start with our first interaction, and then as we fix all of the issues that we carry, we'll have a good foundation to build on.
So let me give you an example. Let's say I have a resident driving down the street and she sees, a tree that looks like it's falling or has broken a branch off. Tell us what that looks like when they call
Well, currently, we have 6 phone numbers that they could call, all being routed to one. But in the future, you'll call 943-2150 for any of your needs. If it's sanitation needs, if it's a tree issue, if it's a work without permit or a permit question, if you're selling your home, if you need a rental inspection, it's everything that we handle through one number. Currently, you can call any of the numbers you have been calling in the past, and it'll route you to the call center. But you can also remember 943-2150 will get you to a direct person.
Well, that's a big difference right there, right off the bat. Yeah, because I know we send out calendars and we have all different numbers and which number to call. So that's a tremendous savings right there in efficiency. So one number in the future, near future, is going to take everything. And so when the call comes in, what does it look like on your side?
Well, when the call comes in, we'll have somebody answer. I have been doing these secret shopper calls, and the longest I've waited is 43 seconds, but I don't want to brag.
That's not bad.
No, I don't want to brag. But that person, whoever takes the call, will look up whatever information you need. They can schedule a home sale inspection. They can schedule a rental inspection, a permit inspection. They can get you permit information, sanitation pickup. They can order you a new garbage can, whatever you require. If they cannot answer, though, they will send an email to the person with the most experience in that field, and they will respond to you within one day.
That's excellent. So the people in the call center obviously will be trained properly to know where it goes, because there is some fine line on which one is which. I mean, even me being 8 years now here, I always call you and say, hey, which department is this one at, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a little training goes a long ways. We've created a manual that they can follow. Each division has its section, and they are being thoroughly trained.
Excellent. Tim, there's also people that would call for houses that are in disrepair or might need some attention. People saying there's extra brush or excess of logs and so on. That would come through your number as well.
Absolutely. Anything.
So where would that go through? Let's walk through one. Let's say that someone calls in and say, hey, there's a whole bunch of logs in the backyard. And
Yep.
They call in the 2150,
Yes.
943-2150.
Yes.
Resident takes it. Let's walk one through.
Okay, so a resident calls in that they believe there's a vector issue. There's rats or rodent harborage. They would call the call center, and the call center would take their number, take their address, send an email over to our vector division. Someone would be out that day or the following day. Just depends on their schedule.
Right. That's great. That's a great response.
Yep. And then typically we will take the phone number of the complainant or caller, and then we will reach back to them and let them know it's been addressed.
That's excellent. So you even have to actually follow up, which is
Yes.
one of the biggest things that a resident or anyone likes to feel is that actually something has been done, or a lot of times it could be that there was nothing. That our department goes out and finds that it's clear, it's clean. Not everything is a problem, and they could also. But the point is, the complainant, the person that calls, the resident calls, will get a response back. That's very important.
Yes. The secondary piece, though, that I would like to bring up to the call center is we have created 6 new emails. So if you don't feel like calling and talking, if you would like to just schedule an inspection, if you have a permit question, I always recommend you use one of the new emails. There's
That's
one
great.
created for each program that we run. There's DBN sales if you're selling your home. There's DBN rentals if you want to do a rental inspection, schedule an inspection. There's DBN permits if you have permit questions, if you want to schedule a permit. There's NS Dearborn for neighborhood services.
That's great.
So if you have any neighborhood services issues. There's sanitation at Dearborn. That's if you need a new garbage can, if you need a replacement, if there's damage. And then there's Vector at Dearborn.
What else do you think you can add that would our residents be able to take from this new process?
So some of the other services that we've created are the PMADS drop box that is outside the new entrance that was just installed. We have done some online services like able to schedule a rental inspection online. We are working on garbage can replacement online and eventually permitting online, but that is coming in the future. A few other things that we're trying to do or changes that we have made are automated permit service, scheduling service. Now has an AM/PM selection, so contractors can pick whether they want.
That's a good one, Tim, because we had a lot of problems with that. AM, PM locking up people for the whole day. That's a
Right.
tremendous one.
Yeah,
We've
so-
talked about that for a while.
So we just got that completed. So now when you call in, you're able to pick AM or PM
Excellent.
scheduling. The secondary one is we also have a text feature.
Oh, that's
So now you can text in hello, and it will set you up to schedule your inspection as well as tell you when it's resulted.
That's great.
What I'm actually hoping is just customer service. I never want to hear another resident say they couldn't get a hold of somebody. They were transferred all around the city. There's nowhere to be transferred to now.
That's
all
great.
numbers go to one place.
Well, Tim, I can't thank you enough for your leadership, and I know that it's been a struggle through the COVID times and getting your department, one of the largest departments we have, and handles a lot of issues with our residents, and finding ways instead of sitting back to find initiatives and bring things forward like this call center. So again, Tim, I'd like to thank you for joining me this morning and the new process that you put in place.
Thank you for having me, and look forward to doing this again.
Absolutely. And this is Councilman Sareini of this edition of Meet Your Council.